What's up YouTube, Dreamkiller coming at you in the video, and welcome to another episode of DK Talks, the show where I shoot the shit about the latest movie, latest video game, blah 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 blah, anything and everything we discuss, but the reason I say blah 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 blah, because lately I've been thinking about changing the way this goes, because normally all I do in this segment is talk about movies, so I figured let's just talk about movies, because, yeah, while I do play video games here and there, and I'll try to talk about them, I usually save them for first impressions videos. So from now on, this segment will be changed from DK Talks to DK Talks Movies, starting today. And today we're going to be talking about the most highly anticipated X-Men / Wolverine film. It's finally here, folks. The weather has died down, the storm has calmed, and now it's finally time to talk about Logan. So, Saturday I went to go see this movie, and I was highly looking forward to seeing this movie ever since the announcement trailers, everything that blew up about this movie, especially the fact that, you know, if the rumors are true, and I have no doubt that they are, this is Hugh Jackman's final Wolverine film. And so, I was hyped, I was worried, because let's face it, folks, Wolverine movies, X-Men movies, they're hit or miss, and, you know, X-Men Origins Wolverine sucked. Let's just drop the ball there. X-Men Origins sucked. The Wolverine was okay, although I wish they had done better. And so, I was just praying to God that they would give this movie justice, considering the fact that it is Hugh Jackman's supposed last movie. And the fact that, you know, it was going to be the first rated R Wolverine film. And that's something. And we all can thank Deadpool for that. The reason that this got an R rating to begin with. You know, Hugh Jackman wanted this to be rated R. He gave up half of his paycheck to make this a rated R film. And so, a lot was riding on this movie. And so, overall, how was it? I am happy to report that it was very, very good. So far, it stands at 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I do believe it has earned that. It is very emotional, very epic, very violent, very gory. That being said, I would highly recommend you do not take your kids to this. Yes, you know, it's normal to take kids to an X-Men film because, you know, it's PG-13, you can get away with that. But no, do not take your kids to see this because this is gory, violent, and a lot of fucks will be said in this movie. So, just like Deadpool, don't take your kids. Just because it's a superhero film, no, don't do that. I wouldn't say you're a terrible parent, but, you know, a lot of question marks surrounding your parenting are to be said. But overall, this movie, all the hype was well worth it. It is a very emotional, very well put together film. So let's start. First, you know, I'm going to talk spoiler-free, and then I'm going to talk about the spoilers. And, you know, again, spoilers. If you have not seen this film, stop this video right now, go to the theater, and come back. So, yeah. But first, I'm going to talk about non-spoilers by talking about, you know, how it was overall acted, how the actors did. Hugh Jackman, this is his best performance yet as Wolverine. You can see the age of the character of Wolverine. You know, he's old, he's lost his stride, he's not what he once was, and Hugh Jackman does that beautifully. Patrick Stewart is in this movie, and this is also his best performance at Xavier. You'll be... Honest to God, I look forward to seeing Patrick Stewart the most, more than Hugh Jackman. Because his performance as Professor Xavier was the most funniest parts of this entire film, and I'll get to that later when I get to spoilers. And so we also have the girl that Wolverine is taking around trying to, I don't know, like save or whatever. Again, I don't want to spoil it. I want to get to the spoilers later and what they're actually trying to do with this kid. But the little girl, I don't know what her actual name is, but she did a fantastic job. And she's very kick-ass in this movie. She kicks a lot of ass, kills so many people, more so than Wolverine. But overall, it was well performed. Everyone did their part, and it overall was a good performance. Story-wise, it's based, without getting into spoilers, it's basically this story takes a lot from the Old Man Logan story without, unfortunately, being able to be Old Man Logan because, you know, copyrights and all of that. Thanks Fox, thanks Marvel for not being able to get along. But yeah, it takes a lot from Old Man Logan, makes it its own. It's basically, you know, an alternate, I want to say it's an alternate universe away from the X-Men universe, where all the mutants have pretty much died and all that's left is Logan, Professor X, and a spare amount of mutants. They've all been wiped out and they're the last. And, you know, there's these... Then Logan and Professor X find out that there's this experimentation to create mutant children, and one of these children comes to them through this woman that tells Logan to take her and take her to safe place up in Canada, where apparently mutants aren't persecuted. And so they go through this journey, and it's an emotional journey, it's a heartfelt journey, a very epic journey with all the action that goes on, and overall you feel satisfied towards the end. And that's basically all I can say without spoiling, so that's it. That's it for the spoil-free section. Now you've been warned. We're going into the spoiler section. Well, this really isn't spoiling, but one thing that worried me about this movie was how it would use its R rating. Because I like to think, you know, I assume that, you know, they think just because it gets an R rating, just because, you know, Deadpool did good with an R rating, they think it can do just as well. But there's a difference between how Deadpool earned its R rating as opposed to how this earned its R rating. But this film did actually earn its R rating later on. Early on, when the film began, you know, there was a lot of fucks. I didn't really actually count how many fucks were said in this film, but there were a lot, and it was like, I mean, this is not the greatest way to earn an R rating, just to say fucks a lot of times. But then the violence starts, you see a lot of gore, you see a lot of limbs being cut off, decapitations, stabs, in places that you would never seen in previous X-Men films where you see Wolverine actually stabbing people. It was great. This is truly how Wolverine was supposed to be, and we actually got it this time, thanks to the R rating. And of course, and then going back to the reasons why it shouldn't have gotten an R rating, there's like a, you know, you temporarily see some boobs. Yes, there are some boobs you get to see. I'm not gonna say where, but yeah, you get your share. You get your maybe 5 seconds of boob screenage. But yeah, ignoring the excessive use of fuck and the partial nudity, I mean, overall this did earn its R rating because it helped with the R rating, helped drive the emotion forward with the violence and the drama and all that said. It definitely earned its R rating, and it's showing that people want more R-rated superhero flicks because we like our mature content. We don't, like, I don't mind the dumbing down that the Marvel Cinematic Universe does and what DC tries to do, even though they're a little bit excessiveness towards the violence. But I don't mind the dumbed down of violence and mature content that other superhero flicks are doing, but at the same time, I crave more mature content out of my superhero stuff because I do read, when I have the time to read comics, I do have more respect towards the mature comics, like many of the Batman storylines through the comics, like the Killing Joke, Batman Year One, and all that stuff. And there's also the Punisher Max. I love Punisher Max. And then there was Old Man Logan. And Old Man Logan was brutal, mature, and over-the-top violent, and drama, and it was great. And to see most of Old Man Logan interpreted in this film was great to see. I'm a little disappointed that we'll never get a true Old Man Logan storyline movie because, you know, Fox and Marvel want to bicker and never make a deal to get the X-Men on board. But, you know, that's another rant for another day that I don't want to get into. So spoilers. So the girl turns out to be X-23, which many assumed that this was a storyline. This is a storyline in the X-Men comic books that many people thought couldn't be interpreted in film, but they did it actually pretty damn well. So X-23 is pretty much, you expected, they're cloning their own versions of Wolverine. This girl happens to be a clone daughter of Wolverine. She shares his healing ability. She has 2 claws instead of 3. And so, because of her female trait, she has claws in her feet, which kind of made me laugh because it was kind of ridiculous. It was not even the claws. It was kind of like one of those knives you see in people use in their boots. It's kind of like that. It was kind of ridiculous, but you know. And then they explain it's a female trait. I'm like, okay. But yeah, it turns out she's X-23, a clone daughter of Wolverine, and this woman who was a doctor of this research facility that's creating the mutant children, including X-23, tells Wolverine that he needs to take her and find the other children and take them to Canada where they won't be persecuted. And Logan has hesitated because, you know, he's just done helping people, being an X-Man and whatnot. And then you got him with Charles. He has Charles in a drugged up state because Charles is suffering from a degenerative brain disease that's affecting his way. It's kind of like Alzheimer's almost. And because, you know, it's not a good combination with the fact that he has these super mind powers. Because the combination of the disease and his mind powers creates when he has these seizures, when he's surprised or anything like that, it triggers paralysis with his mind powers that attack a portion of whatever area that he's in. Like there's an example of that was when they were in this casino and they got attacked and Charles got surprised and had a seizure. It affected everyone within that casino, and Logan had to work his way up to try to drug up Professor X, because the drugs that he gives them are the only way to control the seizures. And going to Professor X one more time, like I said, Patrick Stewart was so fucking funny because not only was he saying the F word a lot, to hear Patrick Stewart saying the F word so many times it was so great and funny. And this overall performance is like this one scene that someone said is memeable, and I do believe that. It's where they're in the car, he's taking the pills, and Logan's like, I want to see! And God bless Patrick Stewart, he's like, and the entire theater was laughing their asses off because a Shakespearean actor like Patrick Stewart doing that and saying all these things, being crazy cuckoo old man, and saying all these F-bombs, it's just so great. It's just so great. It provides comedy gold. Thank you, Patrick Stewart. I also hear that Patrick Stewart doesn't want to be Charles Xavier anymore. This is also his last film, and that's the case. Kudos for you, Patrick Stewart. You gave your all in this performance. You really gave it your all. Thank you so much. You are awesome. So yeah, and let's get to the deaths. And we'll start with Charles Xavier. He dies. He gets stabbed by X-24, which is a straight-up clone of Wolverine, a younger Wolverine, and that was shocking because when it happened, everyone assumed it was actually Logan, but you see him and they're like, wait, you're younger. Oh wait, you're a clone. But it was shocking, and also it's kind of a bitch way for Charles to go out because there could have been so better ways they could have killed him off. And it was shocking, but it was also a downer at the same time to have him die like that. And so Logan takes the kids up, trying to get him to safety, and then he has one final battle with X-24, his clone. But also towards the battle, he runs into I want to say the CEO, or the co-founder, the founder of this research place that created all the children mutants and whatever. Turns out he is the son of Stryker. the guy who gave Wolverine his adamantium skeleton. And that kind of shocked a lot of people because this guy appeared out of nowhere, turned out to be the main baddie. We didn't know what he was, and then the shocking revelation to find out that he's Stryker's son was kind of good. I mean, he kind of, like Charles, he kind of died in a bitch way because he just got shot in the point blank. No, not point blank, but he did get shot in the face. I think by X-23, if I'm not mistaken. I think she pulled the trigger. They were like in mid-conversation, him and Logan, and then she just pulled the trigger and just ended it. I'm like, man, that was anticlimactic. Like I wanted Logan to be the, because he took care of Stryker, he killed him, so it would only be natural for him to want to kill him too, but and I guess the film directors didn't think that far ahead. But yeah, he gets killed, and then finally, sacrificing his life, he does defeat X-24, but Logan gets impaled by a tree, and unfortunately his healing factor can't save him this time, and with X-23 next to him, he just gives his final goodbye to her, and she cries out, you know, calling her daddy, and it was very touching, I did miss up in that scene, and also the grave scene. And that was the final scene, them making his grave, and X-23 changes the cross to an X, simplifying him as an X-Men, and it was just beautifully done. And again, misty-eyed, but at the same time, when they did that graveyard scene, I'm like, don't do a Superman, don't do a Superman, don't do a Superman. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, I love you. I was really thinking that the whole time, like, don't cop out and do a Superman. Don't do a Superman, that would have been awful. But, and then me and my friends, most of the audience was waiting for something to happen at the end of the credits, but unfortunately nothing happened. So, just a disclaimer, if y'all are going in to see this movie, there is no thing at the end credits. Don't waste your time. Like we were waiting, and the employees were on the cleanup duty were there, and after everyone got their disappointment of no scene at the end, they were like, ladies and gents, if we're here during the movie, we're not, and we're walking around, that means there's no scene. I'm like, I knew that. Like I'm like staring at them. I'm like, they know something we don't, do they? And also the lights were on too, because you know most times when there's an after credits scene at the end of a credits, usually the lights are still dark. They don't turn on until the very end, and so yeah, no end credits scene. Unfortunately, you just get the graveyard scene at the end, and that's the end of the movie. And that's Logan. It was a beautiful, well done movie, and a very great send off to Hugh Jackman. Now, normally I would end it, but we got more to talk about. Let's talk about the Deadpool teaser that was teased at the very beginning, before the movie even started. Thank you, Ryan Reynolds, for providing us with more comedy gold as Deadpool. It starts out, he's walking in an alleyway and someone's getting mugged. And he stumbles upon it, he's like, "Not my watch, motherfucker." Runs up to the only telephone booth in existence, I assumed, and they make jokes about that in the end. He's taking forever to get into his suit, and they have the Superman theme, the John Williams Superman theme playing. It's just so hilarious. You even get to see some Ryan Reynolds ass. It was good. I'm no homo, but it was good Ryan Reynolds ass. And you know, it takes forever. Finally, the dude dies, and jokes happen. You really need to see it. I mean, the trailer's already out on the air. You can go watch it there if you want, or you can just wait. It's well worth waiting to go see the movie to actually see the teaser, because seeing it with the audience, everyone laughing together, was just an experience. And also, Jerry Garcia ice cream. That's all I will say with this Deadpool teaser. Jerry Garcia ice cream. You'll know why when you see it. But that's it. That's what I thought. The Deadpool teaser was great, and you said Deadpool coming not soon enough, and that's really true. It couldn't come it's not. I wanted the movie to come out now, but it's not coming until next year, I think. I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a teaser, and that's Logan. Logan was an awesome movie. The Deadpool teaser was awesome. Everything was awesome. Thank you, Fox, for not fucking it up. That's it. That's my review of Logan. Please go see it in the theater. It's well worth the price of admission. So that's it. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button because my channel grows because of it, and subscribe because, as always, I have many more videos to come like this. Thank you all for watching. I'm Dreamkiller. Gamers keep on gaming, and Wolverine fans keep on rocking. God bless you, Hugh Jackman. We will miss you.